Okay, hello everybody, Phil here with another video review. Just on my last video, I was running out of time. I did, just the last video was G1 remake / knockoff, whatever you want to call it, Devastator. And I was running out of time, so I want to do my review now, or whatever this figure is going to be, but I'm just going to kind of reintroduce Devastator, and particularly the individual robot modes, and show some size comparisons, because I did make mention about how they're all the same size as opposed to the other combiners. But I didn't quite show them off in comparison with other G1 toys. So they're there at the moment. I haven't moved them just yet. I'm going to move them to give me more room, and I'm going to bring in one of my favourite G1 figures that I own, and we'll start him off in helicopter mode. So that's a guess, but it's probably not who you're thinking, although it might be. Either way, it's not Springer, it's Sandstorm. Now, he didn't have a hugely big part in, I think he only appears in series 3 and he's only in a handful of episodes, but he forms quite a good friendship with Octane, who was at the time a Decepticon, and he becomes good friends with him, and they have kind of little challenges where they race each other to see who's got the fastest helicopter mode or who's got the fastest car mode, although Octane changes into a tank or an aeroplane, not a helicopter and a car, so but Sandstorm was a really likeable character, and he comes across as kind of definitely one that should have been in the cartoon more, I think. I mean, I really enjoyed him, and I wish he was kind of in it more. Same with Octane, really. He had a lot of potential, I thought, and they had a couple of main episodes together, and then Octane kind of goes off back to the Decepticons, and Sandstorm kind of doesn't really get seen again. But the toy is really nice. I mean, the rotor blades are a little bit bent, but one of the things I like about it is that the rotors are actually attached to the toy. Unlike Springer, whose rotors became his sword, with Sandstorm, the rotors are actually part of the figure. You can't take them off. All they do is you fold them flat and then just push that down, and that keeps them locked in place. So you can't actually lose them. Now, as with most of my G1 stuff, the stickers aren't great. Yeah, you can see on that one in particular it's wearing quite badly. This, the front window stickers, that's torn off a bit on the corner. There's sticker wear on the sides. Now, stickers don't bother me. I can easily just get some from Repro labels. I'm not bothered about having G1. If you can see, they're worn a little bit. I'm not particularly bothered about having genuine G1 stickers on it, as long as the stickers look good. As long as I can get Repro label stickers and put them on, I don't mind. This guy cost me about £5. He doesn't have his weapon, which, as you know, with most of my G1s, they don't come with weapons, which is why they're so cheap. But looking around on eBay, you can get blasters for $1.99 or something. And again, it doesn't matter to me if they don't have their original blaster. If I want them to have a gun, I can get them a gun. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be their specific blaster straight away, and if I find one later on for a good price, well then I'll probably buy it. But anyway, on to the toy. Oh, this is, like I say, this is one of my favourite G1 toys. It is a triple changer, which means that automatically you're kind of at a disadvantage, because one mode's going to be poor. Kind of the general rule for triple changes is that one mode inevitably fares off worst. I mean, with animated Blitzwing, you've got the jet mode. With Octane, I think the tanker mode is the weakest. With Astro Train, I think it's the train mode is the weakest. And with Springer, I think it's the car mode. I'm just trying to think of other triple changes that I know or own, and I can't think of any. Excuse me. Whereas this one generally seems to have 3 excellent modes. I mean, the helicopter mode, it does have these wheels on the back. So helicopter would normally probably cut out those wheel bits. That's what it would look like. But from the front in particular, it does look fantastic. It's just an extra for a 1980s toy. Yeah, probably older than that, because it's probably part of the Diaclone line. It's actually really good. I really like it. And then it's really simple. The good thing I like about this is, in order to change its car mode, rather than this bit becoming the front of the car is actually there. So really, all you kind of have to do is, as I mentioned, you push the rotors together and push them in there. And then you just flip that over, pull these up so you just get the front of the helicopter, pull those apart, and then they have a little clip just there that clips over the helicopter bit. Then you bring that down and you clip that. Again, that's got a clip just there that clips onto, and then you just turn it over, pull the engine out, push the cockpit back, and there you have, I tend to fold that down in vehicle mode as well. And there you have these dune buggy mode. I mean, you could say that this bit isn't really part of a dune buggy, and it's that, you could say the car is the weakest mode, and if it is the weakest mode, fair enough, but it's still a, really nice looking car mode. You can see there's a bit of fading on the, what's that called, the window there. I don't know if that's a sticker or not, whether it's actually supposed to be chrome, but I think it's actually a sticker. So again, with repro label stickers, I can kind of make this look a lot better. There is a little bit of chroming on the engine. I don't know if you can just see that kind of bluing a little bit around the edges, but in robot mode you don't see that anyway, so it doesn't really matter, because I display all my figures in robot mode, so kind of, as long as you don't see the imperfections, I don't mind a little bit of wear on the tyres. Excuse me. No, they don't go there, you leave those down. So I think that looks really nice. Yeah, the die cast is in the legs there. I think that's all the die cast he has. Maybe the engine is die cast, I can probably feel it. But I mean, mine is a little loose in the legs keep extending. But that is definitely a nice mode. And then nice and simple, to get the robot, you extend the legs, pull the feet out at the bottom, so you stand him up, turn his head round, pick them up, pull the fists down. Now the problem is, because my legs are a bit loose, they do tend to do that, so you have to kind of set him down really gently, like that. But for a robot mode, I really like that. Nice colours, yeah, nice head sculpt, generally in proportion. Again, G1 amount of movement, in that the only things that move are his elbows, and that's because of the transformation. But really nice. And just to give you a quick size comparison, that's Sandstorm. Let's get that in shot a bit better. And these are the Constructicons. So you can see the Constructicons to the tops of their heads. Oops. Are, stand up, you cheap piece of shit. I won't fit all 6 in shot, but there you are. You can see that the camera's flat on the surface. So the Constructicons are a good, up to the head of Sandstorm, up to the head of the Constructicons are about an inch or 2 shorter, but it's not too bad at all. Obviously, the kind of the main appeal of Devastator is to get them into combined mode as soon as possible. So anyway, there you have. Just to give you a comparison of Sandstorm next to another regular size G1 figure, there he is next to Hot Rod, and there, well, up to the head, Sandstorm shorter, but in terms of overall size, he fits in quite well. If it had not had all this kind of kibble going over his head and he'd have just cut off where his head is, he'd look a bit strange next to Hot Rod, but as it is, he's about the same, he's a little bit taller than him, but it just makes him look decently in scale. So there you have it, G1 Sandstorm. Until next time, stay safe.